Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So, I'm back with another video. I know I was MIA for about a year. I explained all that video. Ooh, when my phone vibrates, it scares the hell out of me. I know I was MIA for a year. Am I here to stay? Who knows? You guys know I suck with uploading. But, I'm excited. I had this idea. And as you guys can tell by the title of the video, it's a little clickbaity. I'm going to be doing a review on the new Alexander Skarsgård movie, Mute, which is a Netflix original. And I'm also going to be talking about a few other videos on Netflix that I like, I don't like, and some that are eh. So I watched Mute on Netflix and I was like, ooh, this is really good. And I started watching other videos on Netflix. I started binge watching Netflix and I was like, wow, this video sucks. Well, this movie sucks, and I cut it off, and I was like, well, why don't I make a video about good movies and the bad movies on Netflix so you know what to watch and what to avoid, because there's so many sections, and scrolling through all the movies are annoying, and you kind of just want to know what's good and what's not. So I was like, why don't I create a series and do that on, my channel. Now, I'm sure it's probably been done. I know people do reviews, but I don't know if people actually have videos dedicated on, like, what to watch on Netflix, what not to watch. If it is, then I don't know. I didn't, like, search for it or anything, but I thought I would do it on my channel, so I feel I can upload on here and bring this channel back to life. It's been a hot minute since I've been posting up here, so let's go ahead and get into this video. So I'm not going to get into Mute right away. I'll have the timestamp right there on when I start talking about Mute. So if you're only here for that, I hope you stay and watch the little video. But if you're only here for that, timestamp is right there. Okay, so let's start with the best Netflix movies on for this month. And it's also March, so new month. They always release new movies like every month or every few months. I just started Netflix. I just got it in January, so I'm not sure. But it's March, like I said. It's my birthday month. It's Pisces season. Pisces gang. If you're a Pisces, hello fellow Pisces. So my birthday's in a few weeks, so I've really just been chilling and pampering myself and watching Netflix. So I started watching a lot of Alexander Skarsgård's movies because I started watching True Blood, which is actually on Amazon Prime. But I started watching True Blood, and I was like, wow, he's a really good actor. So I looked in to see what other movies he was in, so I just searched his name on Netflix, and a few movies came up. So the first movie I watched was Warn Everyone, and that was really, really good. It was very funny. I think it was an independent movie. I've really been into independent movies lately and watching them, and they're a lot better than a lot of, the major movies, and they definitely don't get a lot of credit. So Warn Everyone was filmed in Mexico, I believe, and it stars Alexander Skarsgård and I think Michael Pena is his name, and it's about two police officers. Okay, obviously you guys should know by now there's obviously going to be spoilers. They star in it, and they are two dirty cops, and they, they bribe people, they beat up people to get what they want, and they come across the wrong person, and, they're fighting and all that stuff. So it's actually really good. I don't want to spoil it. It's hard to explain it without spoiling it. And I want to give a good description so you guys will watch it, but it's really good. It's a funny movie. It's kind of silly. It definitely made me laugh. Good cast. So I would definitely have to rate that well, it's out of 5 stars, not 10. I gave it 5 stars. I gave it 5 out of 5 because it was funny. I like movies that make me laugh and keep me interested. I don't always like to watch the romantic movies, so that was really good. The next movie, oh, this is my favorite movie ever. It's called Adore. It's an independent film. It was filmed in Australia. It stars Naomi Watts, Xavier Samuels. There's another woman in there. I don't know her name, but I think she's on House of Cards. She's a really good actress. And then the fourth guy, I don't know his name, but I've seen him in another movie. Xavier Samuels is the one that starred in Twilight. As like Victoria turned him, so I think that's like the third movie, and then or fourth one. And then Naomi Watts, you know who Naomi Watts is, or unless you live under a rock. But that was really good. It's very unconventional. It's about two moms. They fall for their sons. And first I was like, what the heck? This is so weird. But I watched the whole movie, and it was really, really good. And, it's not your normal love story. You're not falling in love with your best friend's child. But it was just really good. It was really cute, very intense, and I loved it. And I really appreciate movies that have good acting without having to have too many sex scenes. I find that a lot of independent movies, there's a lot of sex scenes in it, and it's really hard to enjoy the movie, but it's limited. They didn't show too much, and it was really good. I definitely enjoyed it. and it keeps you guessing. Like, it's not predictable at all because you think you know what's gonna happen, then bam, something happens and you're like, wow. So I definitely recommend it. 5 out of 5 stars. The next movie I watched, I was dying to see, which is The Longest Week. I love that movie. I love Olivia Wilde. She is so beautiful. So I couldn't wait to see that. You know when you watch one trailer on YouTube and then you end up watching so many? So I came across that trailer. I was like, holy crap, I cannot wait to watch it. And I searched it because I was trying to watch it online for free. And then I saw that it was on Netflix and I watched it. And it was really good. It reminded me a lot of 500 Days of Summer, but it was so much better. It's a week long, and I can't remember his name. I think it's Jason Bateman, but let me just look it up. Let's see. The Longest Week cast. Yes, it is Jason Bateman, and he is very funny. So he stars in it, and it's about him and Olivia Wilde. They fall in love within a week, but it's not really love because you can't fall in love in a week, and it just takes you on their tail and how they fall in love so fast and how they fall out of love, but it's all within a week, and I just couldn't believe it, It just moved so fast, and I really liked it a lot, and I watched it 3 times so far, so that tells you something, and I definitely give that a 5 out of 5. Next up, I watched Below Her Mouth, which is an independent film. It was in the LGBT section, and I watch a lot of LGBT movies. I don't know, they're just a lot better. And like I said, I've been obsessed with independent films. The acting is just so good, and it's so amazing what directors create with such a small budget, and I really love independent films. So I watched Below Her Mouth. Maybe it's set in Australia, I'm not sure, but it stars 2 girls. One is married, engaged, and she's going to be getting married, but she sees a construction worker. That's a girl. She's very pretty, too. I would have had a crush on her, too. And she's trying to fight her feelings, and they end up, hooking up, and her husband comes back, so it's like a whirlwind, and it was a really good movie. The acting was really good. The emotion was there, and I loved it, and it was just really sweet, and I enjoyed it a lot, so I definitely would give that 5 out of 5 stars. I like the ending too. I wish there was more to the ending. I don't want to spoil it, but if you watch it and then you see the end, you're like, that's it. They could have added maybe 2 more clips or something. Like, I wanted a little more information, but it was really good. I really enjoyed Below Her Mouth. And then also, speaking of the LGBT films, did you guys watch Blue is the Warmest Color? I tried to watch it. It is so long. It's like 3 hours. I have a small attention span as it is, which is so bad. I'm a grown adult and I have an attention span of like a 6-year-old. But I got into it. I want to watch it on a night where it's not too late and I'm not up half the night. But yeah, did you guys like it? Does it start off slow? And especially the subtitles. I hate subtitles. But let me know if it's worth watching in the comments down below. Okay, so before we get into the worst movies this month on Netflix, I'm going to talk about the movies. And the first one that falls in the is Berlin Syndrome. I remember seeing this, I think last year, on Facebook. It was a trailer, and I was so excited to see it. I was like, okay, I cannot wait. It looks so good. I love Teresa Palmer. She's a great actress. Love her. So I was like, okay, let's go. I can't wait to watch this. And then my grandma and I watched it, and my grandma, when she doesn't like a movie, she's quick to turn it off, or just like she'll start talking through it, or she'll go to sleep. So we were watching it, and it starts off kind of slow. It really does. And she was like, this is starting slow, sweetheart. And she was ready to cut it off. I was like, I'm watching it. And then it was going, and then within like 45 minutes, I heard her snoring on the couch. So if you can't stand slow movies and you don't like to stick it out, it's not going to be for you. But I'm usually the same way, but I just really wanted to see how it played out, which is why I continued to watch it. So like I said, I'm trying not to spoil it, but I want to give you guys clear enough descriptions. So if you guys saw the trailer, you know that it's about a girl who goes backpacking. She's from Australia. She goes to Berlin, and she's backpacking through. How many times am I going to repeat myself? Jesus. She finds herself there, and she meets a guy you never want to do. They hang out, then she finally goes home with him. Spoiler alert real quick, click 20 seconds ahead. But if you've seen the movie, first of all, if I'm going to your apartment and there's not a lot of people around and I don't hear a lot of noise, I'm backtracking, because he ended up living in this apartment by himself. Spoiler over. So she goes back to his house, and he ends up holding her captive. He locks her in there. Like, that's why you don't go to a stranger's house. You never know them. But hookup culture is tricky. It's very real. People do it. You just gotta be careful, especially if you're backpacking and no one's with you. You're by yourself. you might not want to go off with a stranger, but you know. But like I said, hookup culture is very real. A lot of us do it, like our younger generation. So you just gotta be safe if you're gonna do it. Let people know where you're gonna go, where you're gonna be at, whose house. You know, give the information so God forbid anything does happen to you, they're able to find you. And I'm gonna have to give it a 3 out of 5 stars because the trailer made it seem a lot better than the actual movie. It was kind of dry, and I was surprised because she's such an amazing actress, but it just wasn't there. I didn't enjoy it, so 3 out of 5 stars. The next movie that's on the list is Mute. I really just did not enjoy it. I watched it 2 times just to give it a second chance, and I didn't like it. And like I said, I began watching Alexander Skarsgård's movies because I fell in love with his acting in True Blood. He's a really good actor, but this one just wasn't good. He plays a mute character, obviously. He's a bartender. His girlfriend goes missing and he goes looking for her, and I don't know, maybe it was the acting. I can't judge his acting because he didn't talk, but Paul Rudd was in it. Justin Theroux or Thorax, I don't know how to say his last name. He was in it, and Paul Rudd is an amazing actor. He's very funny. I love pretty much all his movies, so he was good in it. It's just like the plot, it just really didn't make sense. It's kind of like it was thrown all together. So, and like I said, I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but I might have to, so I'm about to spoil it. Spoiler will end at this time. Okay, so he's mute. His girlfriend is like a dancer slash server at the bar, and first of all, they treat him so bad. It made me feel so sad, and it's such a shame how people treat people that are different or not normal. I don't mean to say that, that's why it's in air quotes, but someone that's, you know, they're not used to how they treat him and talk to him. I know it's only a movie, but it happens in real life, so it made me sad. That part made me sad. So yeah, his girlfriend ends up disappearing after one night going to his house to say, oh, I have something to tell you. And first of all, obsessed with the blue hair. I loved her hair. And he's like, oh, it doesn't matter. He should have listened, but guys are always trying to be sweet. And she didn't tell him. And then she wakes up the next morning and he's not there. So basing off when she goes there crying and she's like, I have to tell you something, you don't know me. And he's like, it doesn't matter. And she's gone the next morning. I thought she left him. So he goes looking for her, and it ends up her ex-boyfriend killed her because she was trying to take their child. She had a daughter that she didn't tell him about, and we didn't see the connection until the end because the father of her baby, her ex-boyfriend, he was working with the mob, and he would, you know, hurt people, cut them. He was a doctor, and so was his friend. So they were together, but we didn't know that until the middle of the story when everything gets put together. I hope I'm not confusing you. When everything is put together at the end, then we see what happened and why she ended up dead, why he killed her. And it wasn't that good. I mean, I watched it the second time to give it a chance. I was like, okay, maybe because I watched it late at night, I didn't give it my full attention, which I did, but I was like, let's try it again, and it still just didn't get any better, and the actors in there are so great, which is why I don't understand why it sucked, but they could have had more of a backstory. It was kind of dry at some moments. It seemed like they just added these clips in, so I didn't really enjoy it, and I would have to give it a 3 out of 5. Okay, so now for the worst movies on Netflix. I only have one for this month, and that was Zipper. It was so stupid. It didn't make sense. I honestly couldn't even finish watching it. False advertising because from the poster, it said that Diana Argon is in it, and I watched it because of her. I really like her. She literally only had 2 parts in the movie. I thought she was going to be a main part, but no. It started off good. He's a politician and running to be a politician. He's married, and you see her try to hook up with him, so I'm like, oh, okay, it's gonna be typical. He has an affair, he's trying to hide it, all that stuff. Oh, it's probably gonna be a good movie. Nope, that was her first clip. That was it for most of the movie, and then he ends up going to an escort service. So I'm like, what's the point of having her in it and like advertising that she's in it when she only has 2 scenes? So he ends up with the escort. The wife finds out. She asks him if she's cheating. And I cut it off after about an hour because it was so boring. It was so dry. It was not that good. It was getting very predictable. I was like, alright, I'm not going to watch this. So I didn't watch the end. But from so far, like, as far as I watched it, it was too boring. And I just couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't. And yeah, Diana only had 2 clips in it. So I was like, this was a waste. Why advertise her? I watched it because of her. Alright guys, so that's going to wrap up the best, worst, and movies on Netflix this month. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Also, sorry if I didn't do a good job at explaining. This is also my first time doing this series and introducing it. I just want to see, you know, how you guys like it, if people like it. So yeah, if you guys have any nice comments or friendly suggestions on how I can explain things better, or if you care if I spoil it or if not, or let you know timestamps, let me know how you want me to work it and review movies for you guys in the comments down below. Also, put any movies that you want me to watch and give you guys an update at the end of March, let you know if it was good, if it was bad, if it was eh. I really think that you guys will like this series. I hope you guys will like this series. I'm excited to do it, so I hope it all works out. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!